Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is April 3rd of 2025. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage the illegal arrest of one Donald J. Trump on the date of April 4th of 2025 for crimes he did not commit. So exactly which high crimes and misdemeanors Donald J. Trump will be arrested for on the date of Friday, April 4th, 2025 is obviously not known, but it would most likely be in respect to the false flag January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C., for high crimes and misdemeanors in respect to the November 5th, 2024 election, which will predictably be stolen by the Trump campaign, links to Russian President Vladimir Putin, Russian banks, or Russian intelligence agencies. But that being said, breaking news and events suggest that Donald J. Trump will be arrested on the date of April 4th of 2025 for war crimes in respect to the March 15, 2025 Trump ordered U.S. Air Force and U.S. Navy airstrikes targeting Houthi militia targets in Yemen, which reportedly killed roughly 100 civilians. This particular story was just revealed on the Joe Rogan podcast with Dave Smith that was published on the date of April 3rd. And so it appears that Trump and or Pete Hegseth and or other generals or military personnel responsible for these civilian casualties will be arrested. So exactly which agency will be responsible for executing the arrest of Donald J. Trump and or his colleagues is obviously not known, but they include but are not limited to the CIA, the Department of Justice, the DOJ, the FBI, Interpol, or the United Nations Police. But considering that the International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for Benjamin Netanyahu for war crimes committed in respect to the ongoing Israeli-Hamas war in Israel, and the International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for former Hamas generals, which have since been assassinated by Israel. Breaking news and events suggest that the International Criminal Court will arrest Donald J. Trump for war crimes committed in Yemen. Coincidentally, Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu was just in visiting Viktor Orban, the president, or prime minister, I should say, of Hungary in Budapest today. And Viktor Orban officially withdrew from the International Criminal Court, and this was designed to foreshadow this impending arrest. Viktor Orban is a supporter of Trump. So obviously, if Donald J. Trump is arrested by an international organization on the date of April 4th, it will be used to spark a civil war in the United States, likely in the aftermath of the invasion of the United States by the United Nations and a cohort of international troops. Obviously, as with all CIA arrests, assassinations, terror attacks, and wars, it's always done on the CIA's numerology, and in this case, it's no different. The date of April 4th is, in fact, the number 44 equates in April 4th equates to the 44th President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama. This is coincidentally the founding date of NATO, which was founded back on April 4th of 1949. And obviously, Trump is in the process of pulling out of NATO and not adhering to the NATO ideology of basically sparking World War III with Russia. The date of April 4th also marks 28,784 days. That's 28,784 since Donald J. Trump was born in Queens, New York back on June 14th of 1946. The number 84 is also Obama's birthday. So this number, 28,784, also is is flanked by the number 24, which includes the letter X, which is the international symbol of death, because Donald J. Trump will not ever see the inside of a courtroom. If in fact he is arrested by the International Criminal Court, he will likely be taken on a flight, and during this flight he will likely be tortured ad nauseum, and then they will claim that he died of a heart attack or medical condition, or he killed himself in some form or fashion. The number 28784 is coincidentally found in the date of the FBI raid targeting Donald J. Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida, back on August 8 of 2022. And so this numerology confirms, albeit in a de facto manner, that the Swiss intelligence, the CIA, is going to execute a Donald J. Trump-based arrest, indictment, or raid targeting Donald J. Trump and her colleagues for this particular alleged war crime. And in order to highlight this attacks on Yemen on an international level, the CIA staged the leak of Mike Waltz on the Signal app, which subsequently resulted in a massive scandal because this information was leaked to an Atlantic journalist. I forget his name, but he has been one of Trump's arch nemesis. And so this particular scandal surrounding the leaked Signal chat, this group text chat, was specifically designed to highlight these Trump-ordered airstrikes by the Navy and the Air Force just prior to his arrest. Obviously, the CIA doesn't give a shit about civilians because there's a million dead Iraqis and George W. Bush was never arrested. But they care now because they're just absolutely desperate to frame Donald J. Trump for crimes he did not commit so that they can murder him and remove him from power, especially in aftermath of instituting global tariffs yesterday, or I should say, yesterday, April 2nd. As I previously said, if Donald J. Trump is ever arrested, especially on the date of April 4th, he will never, ever, ever see the inside of a courtroom and never be allowed to muster up a legal defense because he will be murdered by the Swiss CIA in an ancient, esoteric, and ritualistic blood sacrifice. That is precisely why, located outside of CERN, CIA headquarters in Geneva, they have a statue of Shiva, the goddess of destruction, and they executed a blood sacrifice back in 2016 on August 11th outside this statue with candles and robed men doing a ritualistic blood sacrifice, a mock blood sacrifice allegedly. So obviously, if Donald J. Trump is arrested for any crimes, high crimes or misdemeanors that he did not commit or he is framed for, on the date of April 4th or any time, but particularly on the date of April 4th, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.